Assalamu alaikum. This video is for those students who are who has issue in finding the correlation. So and the significance of the correlation. So this is the one exercise, and in this exercise you will learn how to calculate the correlation. It means as a symbol we use R. So you can calculate in this video how to in this video you will learn how to calculate the correlation, and then you will learn how to find the significance of the correlation. So this is the exercise as an example. So in this exercise you practically learn the correlation and the significance of the correlation. So and one more thing is that I am calculating the correlation and the significance of the correlation of the two tail. Of the two tail means we are finding the correlation of the hypothesis, where you will see the two tail. Two tail means in a bell shape. In a bell shape, when you have the two regions, when you have the two regions, then it will come in the two tail. If you take the bell shape in a if you take the bell shape in this way, right form, so this is will call the right tail. But in is if you take the bell shape in the left shape, then it is called the left tail, because it depends on your hypothesis. If your hypothesis is to find the correlation of the population greater than or less than, then you will take the bell shape right or left according to the greater than or less than. But if you have no direction, then you will use the symbol of the equal to and equal not. Equal to means correlation exists, or equal not means a correlation does not exist. So in this scenario you will take the bell shape in this form. So you will have the two area of the rejection, and this is called the acceptance region, and rejection region are the two, left side and the right side, means positive side and the negative side. But if your hypothesis is to find out the correlation of one variable with if you are comparing the correlation of one variable with another variable in greater or less than form, then you will take the bell shape in this way, right side or left side, according to the greater or less than hypothesis. But in this video I will teach you the two form. Equal, I will solve only the one situation, equal or equal not. In other I will make the videos on the other situation like less than or greater than, but for this time I am just taking the one situation, equal and equal not. So let's start from the example. This is the one variable x, and this is the second variable y. In the x variable there are the following values like 19, 13, 17, 9. These are the values. And in the y it is a second variable, and I have taken these observation like 7, 9, 8, 11, 9, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are the two variable and values are given of the x and y. So question is that you want to find out the correlation, and then you are first part is finding out the correlation, and second part is the significance of the correlation. So for the two query you will have to firstly write the hypothesis. And how you will write the hypothesis? Firstly you will write H naught, and you will write P equal to naught. P means population correlation coefficient. Because I am solving the one situation like I have equal and equal not. As I have already told you, this video is only on the one situation like equal and equal not. So in this for this scenario, hypothesis it will be written in this form: P equal to 0 and P equal not to 0. P equal to not 0 means no significant correlation. Okay, and HA means alternative hypothesis will be written in this form: P equal not to 0. It means significant correlation exists. And P means population correlation coefficient. I am saying in this hypothesis that population correlation coefficient is not found between x and y. So for this hypothesis I will write in this form: P equal to not 0. It means there is a no correlation. But on the alternative hypothesis, I am saying that no, there is a correlation exists between x and y variable. So this situation I will write in this form: P equal not 0. Okay, this is the true hypothesis, true assumption: either correlation exists or not. So this true situation I will write in this form: H naught and H alternative. Clear? This is the pattern of writing. Afterward, in the first step when you will write the hypothesis, second number is the significance level. So significance level I am taking 0.05. okay, there is 0.05 means I am 95% confident that my correlation answer and the significance answer will be right 95%, and there is a only 5% chance that my answer can be wrong. So this is the significance level. So I am taking 0.05. I am not going in detail because I will make the one separate video on the significance level later, but this video is only for those students who has knowledge about the correlation, about the significance level, and I am just clearing their concept. So first you will take the hypothesis, then you will take the significance level. Afterward you will write the formula of the sample correlation coefficient, which is denoted by R, and formula is like summation, and then you will write in brackets x means one variable, and minus x bar is a mean. So and this mean you will take from the x observation. I will show you how you can calculate the x bar. And then y minus y mean. It means y mean you will take the mean from the y observation. Afterward you will take the square root, and in this square root you will take x minus x bar, means you will take the deduction of the you will take the x observation, and then you will take the mean of the x observation, and then you will deduct the observation from the mean. So I will show you later how you can calculate this value. So it is just idea about the formula of the correlation. So then you will multiply with these values: y observation minus y bar mean y mean, and then you will take the square root, and then you, after the taking the square root, you will do the sum of all the values. So we will practically solve this formula. Okay, you understood about the third step. Now I will show how you can solve this formula. So first of all, you have seen that first is x minus x bar. So I will found first of all x bar mean it means I will calculate the mean of the x observation. So I did calculation here. This is the formula of the mean, in other words, x bar. So x bar formula is equal to summation x and then n mean observation. So x, I did the calculation, and x means observation and summation means sum. I did the sum 19 plus 13 plus 17 plus 9 plus 12 plus 25 plus 20 plus 17. After taking the sum of these values, I divide with the n. N means number of the observation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total observation is the 8. So I divide the sum of this observation with the 8 number of the observation, and value was 16.5. Okay, so in this way I calculate the x bar. So now I have calculate the mean x bar. So then formula is that x minus x bar, okay, and y minus y bar. Similarly, I have to calculate the y bar. The y bar formula is same like summation of y divided by n. So y means observation and sum means calculation, sum of all this observation and then divide by the number of the observation, like 8. So summation y means 7 plus 9 plus 8 plus 11 plus 9 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. And after taking the sum of these observation, I divide with the 8 number, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number of the total observation are 8. So I divide all the sum of the y observation with the 8 and I calculate 8.12 mean, y mean 8.12. So I have calculate the x bar and the y bar. Now second step is multiplication of the x minus x bar value with the value of y minus y bar. So you can see 19 was the x observation minus x bar value was 16.5. So I write 16.5, then multiply, and y observation is 7 minus y mean we calculated like 8.12. So 8.12, and then you will take the deduction of the 19 minus 16.5 and 7 minus 8.12. You can calculate on your calculator, and then you will multiply the values, and value was minus 2.8. Similarly, I did same calculation with the other observation. 13 minus 16.5, 16.5 multiplies 13 minus 16.5 multiply by 9, 9 minus 8.12. So calculation multiplication of this observation like minus 3.08. Similarly 17, 17 minus 16.5, 16.5 multiply by observation 8y, this is a value of y, 8 minus, and y bar is 8.12. So 8 minus 8.12, then multiply of these both bracket values of these both bracket becomes minus 0.06. Similarly all this calculation I did. After the calculation, formula is that y minus y bar multiply by y minus y bar. I have found these two brackets. Now in the last I will solve this summation. This summation means sum. So I will do the sum of these all values. I did sum and it becomes minus 53.5. So I will put this value in this total formula minus 53.5. Okay, so I have solved the upper portion of this formula. Now we come in this formula, and this formula is x minus x bar and then square root. So I and then afterward you will take the summation, means sum. So x minus x bar means 19 minus and x bar value was the 16.5. So 19 minus 16.5 and it becomes 2.25, and then I take the square root 2.25, then it becomes 6.25. okay, 6.25. Similarly, I take the second observation, x means 13 minus 16.5, and then I take the deduction of 13 minus 16.5, then it becomes minus 3.5, and then I will take the square root, it becomes 12.25. Then x minus x bar means 17. Next observation, 17 minus 16.5, it becomes 0.5, and square root of the 0.5 is 0.25. Similarly, I did the calculation of all. Okay, and formula says that after x minus x bar and then square root, and then you will do the sum. So after solving the x minus x bar and taking the square root, I will do the sum of all values, and sum of all values becomes 180. So I will put 180 here. Okay, then next y minus y bar and square root and then sum. So similarly I solve it here. Y minus y bar means y means 7 minus y bar value was 8.12. 7 minus 8.12, it becomes minus 1.12, and square root of 1 minus 12 was 1.254. Similarly, y observation next is 9 minus 8.12, it becomes 0.88, and square root of the 0.88 becomes 0.77. And similarly I did calculation for the same. Okay, after finding y minus y bar and taking the square root, I will do the sum. So sum of these all values becomes the 16.87, and I put the 16.87 here. So now I have solved the formula. Then you will calculate, after multiply the 180 with the 16.87, it becomes 3036.6. okay, and square root of 3036.6 becomes 55.105. okay, then I will divide minus 53.5 with the 55.105. So it becomes 0.970 minus 0.970. So this is the value of the R, and R mean correlation, ठीक है, correlation coefficient, and correlation coefficient is the minus 0.970. minus 0.970. okay, rule, what say the rule of thumb? Rule of thumb says that if your value of the R comes between 0.80 to 1, then it is very strong relationship. If your value of R comes between 0.60 to 0.79, then this relationship called, or you can say this correlation is called strong. And if your R value come between 0.40 to 0.59, then correlation will called moderate. And if your R value comes between 0.20 to 0.39, if R value lie between these two values, then correlation is the weak. If R value come between these two values like 0.00 to 0.19, then the correlation is very weak. So this is the rule of thumb. But our value of the R is 0.90 minus. Minus is representing that correlation between these two variables x and y is the negative, means relationship exists between x and y is the negative. Negative means if one variable decrease in one, if one observe means if 1% decrease come in the x, then 1% increase will come in the y. So both will follow the opposite direction. So negative relationship is representing that relationship between x and y is the negative. Negative means opposite direction. They will follow the opposite direction. Okay, you have understood the negative relationship. Then comes 0.9. 0.9, I think here it comes here in this value 0.8021. So I will say negative very strong correlation found. It means that strong correlation. And strong correlation, but how which correlation? Negative correlation. Negative strong correlation found between x and y. Okay, clear? Then I, after finding the r value, next step is to check the significance. Either this correlation is significant between x and y or not, because we have already put the hypothesis either on the h naught, no correlation found, no significant correlation found, and alternative hypothesis was that significant correlation found. So r values is representing that correlation found, but either it is significant or not. For this for to check the significance, we will take the t-test statistic, and it is represented as symbol by t. Okay, formula is t statistic is t-test formula is r, and then you will take the 1 minus r square and divide by n minus 2, and then you will take the square root. So we have already calculated the r, and r is minus 0.970. So I placed here minus 0.970. Okay, and then take the square root. 1 minus r square, it means that I will take the square root of the r, means 0.970, and then you will divide the n means number of the observation. It was the 8. Okay, 8 minus 2 becomes 6. So we will in this way I will solve 1 minus 0.9425, it becomes 0.057. Okay, 1 minus 0.9425 means 0.057. Then you will take the square root, it becomes 0. After divide the 0.057 with the 6, it becomes 0.009583, and square root of this value becomes 0.097. And same r will remain the same, minus 0.97 minus 9 minus 0.97 minus 0.97. Then you will divide the minus 0 0.97 with the 0.097, it becomes minus 9.908. So this is the t value. After calculating the t value, you will decide significance, either the correlation is significant or not. So we are doing the calculation of t test for checking the significance level. So after calculating the t, you will take the decision, and for taking the decision you will write the alpha value, which is the 0.05, and degree of freedom is n minus 2, because we have the two variables, means x and y. So minus 2, and observation was total 8. 8 minus 2 becomes 6. Okay, 6 is the degree of the freedom, and then alpha value is 0.05. So if you have the table of the t table, you can google and you can extract the t table, and in this t table you will on the above row you will see the alpha value. So alpha value, because I have already told you that I am solving the situation of equal and equal not, for this we take the two tail. for the two tail, you will divide the 0.05 with the 2, it becomes 0.025. okay, then you will, in the bell shape, this area becomes 0.025, and right side and left side 0.025. If you will take the sum of 0.025 and 0.025, then it will become 0.05. Because I am taking the two tail, that is why I am dividing the 0.05 in the two region. It becomes 0.025 and 0.025. okay, so this is the red side is representing the rejection area, and in the middle it is the acceptance area. So after finding the value, I have no table here, but you can google and find out the t table, and in the t table you will see on the above significance level. So in the 0. You will see the 0.025. In the 0.025 significance level, you will see, you will compare the 0.025 with the degree of freedom, and exact value will become 2.96. okay, I will give you the link of the t table in this video description. You can see the table, t table, and where you will see on the above portion significance level is written 0.025. So, and in the left side you will see this degree of freedom. So you will compare the degree of I show you in the table 0.025, and this is the degree of freedom. Because I am not have table in this time, but I will give you link in this description. Degree of freedom, and this is the significant t table. You can google it and find out t table. So in this way you will compare, and value already written on this place 2.96. okay, you can also find out here. So it become the 2.96, and 2.96, it means that in the bell shape 2.96 positive side we will write, and on in the right side, and on the left side 2.96 in the negative side. okay, so this is the bell shape, and this is the limits. Right side limit is 2.96 positive form, and right side left side limit is minus 2.96. okay, and you have divide the region in 0.025 and 0.025. If you will take the sum of 0.025 plus it become the 0.05. okay, we have divide because we are taking the scenario of equal two tail form. So how you will reject and accept? After taking the limits of positive and negative and finding out the acceptance and rejecting area, then you will place the r value. R value comes here. R value was minus 0.97, and minus 0.97 fall here. It comes in the acceptance regions, not in the rejection region. So criteria you will have to remember. If the t value was here, yes, yeah, I calculated by this formula. T value is minus 9.908. so if t value less than or greater than with t 0.025 critical value, this is the t 0.5. I show you how you can find out the critical value t 0 on the 0.025. Yes, in this way you find out the t critical value. It become the 2.96. okay, so t value, if t value was minus 9.908, minus 9.908 it is, and t 0.05 value of minus, it was the 2.96. and positive is 2.96. So if the t value is less than or greater than greater than with the critical value t, critical value. If the t test value is less than or greater than with the critical value, then you will reject the null hypothesis. Okay, otherwise you will not reject, because minus 9 minus 9.908 is less than or greater than, then you will reject the null hypothesis. So 9.908 was not greater than, it is less than 2.958. This value t, I think 9.908. Yes, 9.908. Yes, 9.908 fall in the bell shape here. So it is not greater than, it is less than. And if we see here, compare here, then it is also not less than, it is greater than. So we will follow the second, we will not reject the H naught, null hypothesis. So null hypothesis was, which was the null hypothesis? Null hypothesis that no significant correlation. So we will accept the null hypothesis. Okay, we will accept the hypothesis because our value is not come here. So we will follow second option, do not reject the null hypothesis. If t test value is less than or greater than critical value 0.025, then we will reject the null hypothesis. Null hypothesis, then I will reject this and will accept this. But according to our scenario, our calculation, we will do not reject the null hypothesis. It means we will not reject, it means I will accept the H naught. So my answer is that no significant correlation found between X and Y. So as a conclusion, I will write, we accept H naught as t-test statistic value fall between minus 2.96 and plus 2.96 because our value comes between in these two regions. So this is the acceptance level of the H naught. If my value fall here or there, okay, here, then I will reject the H naught, but my value come in this acceptance region, and I have told you what is the criteria of acceptance and rejection. This is the criteria. So my criteria, according to this criteria, my value do not fall here. My value, I will follow then second option, do not reject the null hypothesis. So as a conclusion, I will write, we accept H naught as t-test statistic value fall between minus 2.96 and plus 2.96. So there is a no significant correlation found. So this is the overall understanding of the calculating the correlation and the significance of the correlation. If you have any questions regarding this one exercise, you can comment. I will try to solve your comments, and accordingly I will try to solve your confusion. Thank you.